Shalom. All praises due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha, Kwadash. Double honors to the elect apostle elders at Great Millstone and Ruel. Shalom to let Ak out there to work sincerity and truth and not for vain glory in season out of season. All right, brothers. I brought this to be a quick show. Okay. We have here Judges 5 and 11. Okay. And we're going to get right into it. They that are delivered from the noise of archers. They, who's the they? The they is the elect of the nation of Israel. That are delivered from the noise of archers is going into the noise of the elect that are delivered. There is going to be a deliverance of the elect from the noise of archers, which is the nuclear missiles. Because when you go into 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, it tells you that. Okay, let's go to it. Yeah, let's go to it. Let's go to 2nd Ezra 16 and 16. Okay, let's go to 2nd Ezra 16 and 16. All right, yeah, gotta go through all this madness. 2nd Ezra 16 and 16. Okay. Okay. 2nd Ezra 16 and 16. It says, 2nd Ezra 16 and 16. It says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward. So, that arrow represents the nuclear missiles. Okay, and the archer represents the silos. Okay, that the nuclear missiles come out of. All right. Okay. So, they that are delivered from the noise of archers, which represents the nuclear missiles. Okay. It says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer. Now, the arrows represent the nuclear missiles. The archer represents the silos that the nuclear missiles come out of. Returneth not backward. So once these nuclear missiles are shot off, they're not going to return. They're not going to fall out of the sky. They're not going to have a malfunction. Okay? And who is putting the spirit on these heathen nations to shoot nuclear missiles at America? Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? All right? So it says, like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer, returneth not backward. Even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. So America is going to be destroyed by these nuclear missiles, man. Okay? All right? By the who? By the mighty archer. All right? The arrows represents the nuclear missiles, the ICBM nuclear missiles, and the mighty archer is Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai, which those nuclear missiles are going to come out of those silos. All right? Okay? So, yeah, man. So let's go back to Judges 5 and 11. Okay? The book of Judges 5 and 11. Okay? So I just want to go into the archer, okay, which represents the nuclear missiles. All right? 5 and 11. It says, they that are delivered from the noise of archers, okay, which are those nuclear missiles, because, you know, them nuclear missiles, man, when they hit, they're going to make noise, man, okay? They're going to make noise, man. Them nuclear missiles are going to thunder when they are detonated, okay? All right? They that are delivered from the noise of archers, and when they hit the earth, okay, when they're detonated, okay, in America, all right, and certain other parts of the world, guess what? There's going to be noise, man. There's going to be great noise from the nuclear missiles, okay? They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water. Now that represents slavery, okay? All right, because when Joshua went into the land of Canaan, what did he do to the Canaanites? He made them hewers of wood and drawers of water, okay? Which represents slavery, all right? Just like here in America, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And when I say so-called Negroes, I'm talking about so-called black man, so-called West Indian man, so-called Haitian man, woman, son, and daughter. Okay? You Latinos and Native Americans, you know, you're slaves over here as well. All right? You know, you're locked up in prison houses. You have no rights. Okay? You know, you have to go by the rules and regulations of the so-called white man. You have to go by his codes and his laws and so forth. That's why the Native Americans are on reservations, aka concentration camps. Okay, all right, and they need federal funding, state funding from the so-called white man, man. You so-called black men, you getting shot, and so-called black women, you getting shot down in the streets, man. You so-called West Indians, how much money do you owe America, man, that you can't pay back? The so-called white man owns Jamaica, man. Okay, you so-called Haitians, look at the situation that you in. You know, your land is rich in gold, and look how poor you are, because the so-called white man is in rulership, and the nation of Israel is slaves under the so-called white man. Okay, for this particular time. But guess what? The nation of Israel is going to be delivered by, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. You're going to be delivered by Yahweh Shai, through the power of Yahweh, which is the Most High. Yahweh Shai is his son, the deliverer, whom the world calls Jesus Christ. Okay, which I even hate saying that. Jesus Christ, man. Jesus is not even a word. Okay, that was created during the Renaissance era, 15th century. Okay, there was no J in the language, man. To the 15th century. All right. Okay. It says they that are delivered from the noise of archers. So there is going to be a deliverance for the elect of the nation of Israel, which is the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. Okay, there will be a deliverance. Okay, the nuclear missiles will be shot over here to America, aka the spiritual Egypt, because you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans were slaves in ancient Egypt, and now you're slaves over here in America. Okay, now you have the various West Indian islands. You have the various what would you call them? The various Latino islands, okay? Puerto Rico, and which Puerto Rico has been part of America, okay? Puerto Rico is considered America now, man. You know, so listen, man, we need a deliverance. That's why the scriptures say they that are delivered, okay? And who's coming to deliver us? Yahweh Shai, whom the world calls Jesus Christ, okay? Christ is the Greek, which means anointed. That's not his name. Okay, his name is Yahweh Shai. He is the deliverer. He is the deliverer. Okay, or he delivers. Okay, so that's in the Hebrew. That's why we're known. That's why you so-called Negroes, Latinos are known in the Bible, and Native Americans are known in the Bible as the Israelites. Okay, You're a Hebrew Israelite. Okay? All right? They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, which represents slavery. Okay? All right? That's the thing with Joshua did. He made the Canaanites hewers of wood and drawers of water. So he put them in slavery. They had to work. And they had to get the water. And they had to hew the wood, which represents slavery, man. Just like you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans do here in America and the various islands and so forth. All right? And all over the world. Because the Israelites are scattered through the four corners of the earth. James 1:1. To the 12 tribes which are scattered abroad. Greetings. Okay? Who are the 12 tribes? You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, according to the Bible. Okay? It says, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh. Now, Yahweh is the name of the Most High, God, whom the world calls God. Okay? All right? It says, there, here in America, all right, shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh. What are the righteous acts? The law, statutes, and commandments. You know? Now I know that the churches, tell you that all the laws are done away with. You don't have to do any laws because the Lord died on the cross and he did away with all the laws. That's not what the scriptures say. Okay? Let's go to it. Let's go to Romans 3:31. All right. Let's see. Romans 3:31. Okay. and 31. All right. This is what the Apostle Paul said, which the Lord taught the Apostle Paul himself. Okay? The Lord came to the Apostle Paul. Okay? All right? So he is an apostle of Yahweh Shai. All right? So it says right here. This is Romans 3:31. Okay? It says, do we then make void the law? You see, because these churches, they make void the law. They say you can eat pork and shrimp and crab and lobsters. They don't want to deal with no laws of the Old Testament. Okay? They don't want to deal with none of the dietary laws. They say you can eat anything that you want to eat. Call not what the Lord made unclean. All right? But that's not what it was talking about. It was talking about the Israelite foreigners. The Israelites that were scattered amongst the heathen nations. And Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai was bringing the Israelite foreigners back, starting with Cornelius. The Jews that were scattered abroad amongst all the other heathen nations. Okay? And they were being returned back through the spirit of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. So that's what those unclean animals, that's what those animals represented. Okay? All right? Because those were Jews that were scattered amongst the other heathen nations doing the customs of the heathen nations. But they were being returned. Okay? Through the Apostle Peter first, who went to Cornelius, which is an Israelite. Cornelius is an Israelite. And the Apostle Paul, which was the apostle of the Gentiles. Now, the word Gentile means foreigner. Okay? All right? And they were foreign to the law, statutes, commandments of their forefathers. Okay? That's what the word Gentile means. The Gentiles that receive the word of Yahawashai, whom the word we call Christ, which I even hate saying that. Okay? All right? Those are Israelites. Okay? That was scattered through the four corners of the earth. All right? But that's another topic for another time. But it says, do we then make void the law? No, we're not supposed to eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobster, the unclean animals. Okay? We're not supposed to commit adultery. We're not supposed to murder, shedding of innocent blood. Okay? We are not supposed to bear false witness against our neighbor. We're not supposed to covet what is our neighbors. Okay? See, all these laws we have to rehearse. All right? Now, you would say mixed fabrics. Yeah, we wear mixed fabrics because we're not in our kingdom yet. You know, we're in slavery under the so-called white man. So we can't keep all the laws, but we don't make the law void through faith. We rehearse it. So this is a rehearsal of the law, statutes, and commandments. We rehearse the law, statute, commandments to the best of our abilities because we're under grace through Yahweh Shai. Okay, through the shedding of his blood for the remission of sins of the nation of Israel, starting with the elect of the nation of Israel, which are the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and then the whole nation of Israel, really. Okay, but first the elect, because the all of Israel, all of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans scattered throughout North, South, and Central America and scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, 2/3 of you is not going to make it, but the elect is going to make it. Okay, the elect will be delivered. Okay, all right. The elect will be delivered from the great destruction that's about to come on this place. Remember the noise of the archers, those that are delivered from the noise of the archers, which are those nuclear missiles that's going to come into America to destroy the whole land of America and destroy the so-called white man, 2/3 of Israel, which is 2/3 of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Americans, and whatever heathen nations is here in America. And the elect will be delivered of the nation of Israel, which the elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, do we then make void the law through faith? And that's what the churches try to do, man. They say, oh yeah, we have faith. We don't got to keep none of the laws. Okay? No, we don't make the law void through faith. You got to rehearse the righteous acts, man. Like the scriptures say. It says, Yahweh forbid. Yea, we establish the law. And that's exactly what we do, man. All right? We establish the law by rehearsing the laws, statutes, and commandments. Just like the Day of Atonement just came up. Okay? Yesterday. All right? We rehearsed it. Is the Day of Atonement going to save us? No. Yahweh Shai, through his grace, through the shedding of his blood, is going to save the elect. But we still supposed to rehearse the righteous acts. So we don't make void the law through faith. Okay? All right? We establish it. All right? So let's go back to Judges 5 and 11. All right? Okay, Judges 5 and 11. All right. They that are delivered from the noise of archers in the places of drawing water, there shall they rehearse the righteous acts of Yahweh. Okay, which is the law, statutes. We're rehearsing the law, statutes, and commandments. All right? Just like we rehearse the Day of Atonement. Okay? All right? We fasted for 24 hours. No food and no water. Just like we don't make our head bald. We don't shave all the hair off our head. Okay? We don't line up our beards. Okay? We don't eat pork, shrimp, crab, and lobsters. All right? Okay? You know, we don't sleep with another man's woman, which is adultery. All right? When the Sabbath day comes in, we honor and do the Sabbath day. Okay? All the laws, man. All right? We rehearse the laws that we can rehearse. We can't do it perfectly because we're not living in a righteous society. We're living under the so-called white man. So we just rehearse the righteous acts to the best of our ability. With all the righteous acts, the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? But we know full well that we're not going to be saved through the laws. We're going to be saved through Yahweh Shai, the shedding of his blood. Okay? For the remissions of sins of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, which are the Israelites, according to the Bible. Okay? So we're going to rehearse the righteous acts over here, man. The elect is going to rehearse the righteous acts. Okay? It says, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants, it says, even the righteous acts toward the inhabitants of his village in Israel, then shall the people of Yahweh go down to the gates. Okay? So, I just wanted to bring that out, and the churches, they say you don't have to do the law, statute, commandments, but even though we were in mixed fabrics, you can buy 100% cotton, but how do you know that's 100% cotton? Okay, all right, our women wear pants, which they're not supposed to, but like I said, in the kingdom, the laws are going to be in full effect. Now we have grace, but we are to rehearse the righteous acts, which are the laws, statutes, and commandments. Okay? And with that, hope you've been edified. Shalom.